Good morning, everybody. We are back at Pork and Greens Farm on a beautiful, a little windy Wednesday morning. And like I said from last week, today I wanted to kind of take a look at the different types of pigs we have and kind of why we selected these pigs. We're actually in one of the sacrifice lots. I told you that last week about, we have some lots where we're not really that worried about having ground cover on it because the pigs rotate in and out of it, and it's more actually of a holding area. But what we've got here is we're on the farm. We're using basically two pure breeds, and then we cross those pure breeds to produce the market pigs, or the pigs that the meat that you would get at the farmer's market, or if you were purchasing a butcher pig. This spotted pig coming towards me, that's a male pig. He's a purebred spotted Poland China, which most people just call them spots nowadays. But his name is Jethro. He's kind of our herd spot. We just got him about 3 or 4 months ago. He's a good pig, and he's actually something we're experimenting with doing new. We're going to be using him, and we're going to be breeding him to a purebred large black female, and to produce some crossbred boars. Now the purebred large black female, this is her. This is Maybelle. She is from a breed that's extremely rare. The English, when we first got in raising rare breed pigs, there were only about 200 registered females in the U.S. I think there's quite a bit more now, but there's really not that many more. This female here, this is actually a cross. Her mom is a spot, and her daddy is a large black boar, which they're out in another pasture. That's the pig. She's been bred, and she'll have pigs in December. But that's the pig that her pigs will be what we take to the market to produce the pork for Pork and Greens, or the butcher pigs. And just a little background on why we have settled on these breeds. I mean, when we first got into the pasture production, we were actually using 3 different rare breeds. We were using the Tamworth, of course the English large black, and then another pig called the Tamworth, which is a red pig. In fact, if you've seen some of our photos, you'll see some red pigs in there, and that's from the Tamworth breed. But what we found over time, and from customer feedback, is that the English large black and a cross with English large black actually produces the best meat quality. I mean, they have it's kind of a darker meat, and has a lot of marbling, which is what people like, especially in their pork chops. I mean, you like to have a lot of marbling in there. And these pigs really produce good quality meat. The meat, in my opinion, is a little better when it's crossed. And that's one reason we introduced the spot. The spot is a good dual-purpose pig. They're good mothering ability, and they produce really top quality meat. So we just felt like crossing the two, between the English large black and the spot, was producing for us the best quality meat we could produce. So that's the 2 breeds that we pretty much settled on. It's not to say we would never use any other breeds, but for right now we just feel like this is our best combination that gives us the best production in the pasture system, combined with the best meat quality. Because you've got to have both. I mean, you got to have a pig that can live out in these conditions, can survive in really hot weather that we get here in Oklahoma, and the really cold winters. And these pigs really thrive under both conditions. I mean, they've got to have access to wallows and stuff for the hot weather, but if they've got access, the hot weather doesn't seem to bother them. They just coat themselves up in mud, and they're good to go. And as you can see in this picture, we've had plenty of mud lately. But that's kind of what our breeding program is right now. And these are like I said, the two breeds of pigs we produce. I was actually hoping today we would have some pigs on the ground, some little baby pigs, but I think it's going to be another week. you know, 2 weeks at the most. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I think if you've got any of your kids watching the videos, they're going to really like that. So anyway, we just want to give you a little brief overview from the farm of the kind of pigs we got and what we're using them